I know, bad form, making a video sitting on your bed, but I've done it before and I'll do it again. So, hello everybody. Kind of scary times we live in right now. So, before I get started, imagine this is you. You are about to get a virtual, germ-free hug to give you support through this rough time, alright? You ready for this? Okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You are loved, you are worthy, and you are going to be just fine in the end. You know, I realize everybody's panicking, everybody's scared, except for certain spring breakers for some reason. Apparently, they never read Edgar Allan Poe's The Mask of the Red Death. I realize this is a very scary time, and a lot of us are very angry, you know, because, let's face it, every single government in this on this planet, every single government on this planet has failed us. Every single one. There's not a single one that has done right by us, you know. Too much lying, too much hiding, too much general stupidity, you know. But we've got doctors and scientists that are working on a vaccine. The vaccine's already on human trials. Before long, it will be available, and then we only have to worry about the idiots who refuse to get vaccinated. You know, and unfortunately, that's going to always be. If you go back to when vaccines began, there's always going to be somebody stupid. I mean, even Benjamin Franklin, he actually had a son that died, and a smallpox vaccine existed, and the child, of course, died of smallpox. And he expressed deep regret at not getting his son vaccinated. You can look it up yourself if you don't believe me. And you know, and you got, you've just got all sorts of people throughout the centuries, because vaccines have existed for a long time. You know, there's been a smallpox vaccine for, I don't even know how long. Because, I mean, apparently it goes way, way, way back, and it's just been improved over time, you know. So there's always going to be stupid people, unfortunately, you know. But the majority will be vaccinated, and then we will have a good case of herd immunity, and we can go back to things as normal, you know. We just have to be really careful right now. We do have to make sure we do not gather in huge crowds, and make sure we wash our hands. For those of you who are hoarding things, knock it off. You're making other people unnecessarily suffer because you're selfish. Okay? You do not need a garage full of toilet paper and hand sanitizer. The doctors have already said the hand sanitizer doesn't work even half as good as just washing your hands with plain old soap and water. And frankly, you need other people to wash their hands too. And my nose really itches right now, but I'm trying very hard not to scratch it. Because we're not supposed to touch our faces. And I'll tell you this. Several years ago, I had sinus surgery, right? Because it turned out like I only had a 10% opening in my sinuses. So, excuse me. Don't touch your face, Jamie. Don't touch your face, even if you're burping. And so, for a while, because I work in a very dusty environment, and the vents really needed to be cleaned, but nobody had thought to put in for a vacuuming of them. Even when I said, hey, I'm going to have sinus surgery, we really need these vents vacuumed out. So for a while, I had to wear medical masks. I should have brought these on. I found half a box, and I felt like Indiana Jones finding a treasure, you know? I still have half a box left from when I had sinus surgery. And I would donate them to the hospital, what few I've got, except that, you know, my own hospital doesn't really want outside masks coming in because of the fact that they might be contaminated, you know. And admittedly, they're probably not in the best shape because the box is crushed. So, but at least I have them if I need them. Isn't that fun? I am having to work from home, which is actually not easy. Oh my God, my nose itches! Ooh. Here. Back scratcher. I wonder if that's safe. Oh. Okay, somebody that isn't me, because I've done this a few times now with that Giphy website. Somebody that isn't me ought to make a GIF of this. Ah! Why is it when you can't touch your face, that's when you get really itchy? See, now I'm itching here. I'm itching here. Oh, come on. It's the tip of the nose mostly. Oh. So I don't really have any plans for this video. Of course, I never really plan out my videos. Since I don't monetize, I don't really know how to edit very well. I don't script anything. Everything is improvised, you know. So I don't know what to say. I just really wanted to kind of check in with everybody. I know I'm getting a lot of new subscribers now because of my video that got shared by Hair Buddha, which, by the way, hello. That's just funny to me that, you know, that people are coming here because of that. I do sometimes go back to look at some of the comments, and I have to say, for the people that did not subscribe, that are commenting there, did not subscribe to me, that are commenting there, did you not pay attention to the box I was holding up? It's not hair bleach. It's Revlon Colored Silk hair color. Hair color, not bleach. Hair color. Okay? This is hair color, not bleach. You know, I am kind of miffed because, like, one person called me delusional when I pointed out, one, it's hair color. Two, I'm anemic. You know, because she's like, she's bleached her hair so much. It's like, you know, it's like, no, it's not. Can you, if you want to criticize my hair, fine, but please get the facts right. Not bleach, hair color. Hair color, and I'm anemic. Granted, my anemia is under control for the first time in my entire life, you know, and oh, that's a story and a half. I just think about the fact that I have been suffering with anemia probably since I was a teenager or longer. And, you know, some of the symptoms of anemia include brittle, easily broken hair and chronic nightmares. Okay, which I think is fun because I went through a period as a teen where I was completely obsessed with vampires, and I don't just mean reading fiction novels and watching fiction movies. I mean studying the folklore of vampires. And I mean, if any of you out there want to write a book about vampires and you want to have something different from every other author out there, hit me up for some folklore, okay? Because I know like, okay, here's a sample. Besides the usual ways people think of repelling vampires, which, by the way, crosses, crucifixes are actually not part of folklore. That seems to be something that Bram Stoker made up for his own novel that other people have picked up on. But one of the ways you could repel a vampire is if you found cow feces in a thorn bush, you could use that to keep a vampire at bay. You just rub that over all your doorways and windowsills, and no vampires will come attack you in your house. But it has to be found in a thorn bush. Alright, so, okay, so anyway, it's like I was saying about vampire folklore. According to folklore, one of the ways vampires feed, besides blood, is they can feed on psychic energy, and one of the ways they can get that psychic energy is to cause nightmares. You know, so your nightmares are caused by vampires, according to folklore. And of course, vampires were blamed for anemia. You see where I'm going with this? So, complaining to my doctor for years. I can't sleep because my mom would call me lazy, but it was just like, it's not that I'm lazy, it's just that I'm tired all the time. And she would complain to the doctor I was lazy. I would say, I'm not lazy, I am tired because I don't get any sleep because I have nightmares every single night. Thinking that I would get a referral to a psychologist from him. No, what he would say to me every single time, it's because you read Stephen King and Dean Koontz and you don't read nice, pleasant novels. You need to stop reading those bad novels. You need to read pleasant things. Basically, he was like a Victorian doctor trying to put me in an asylum because I read novels that he didn't approve of. And that's actually, if you look at some of the reasons why women were sent to asylums in Victorian times, novel reading is on the list. Doesn't matter what kind of novel. Reading novels, as a Victorian lady, could get you put away. So, here I am complaining for years about chronic nightmares and not being able to sleep all that well, and had dark circles under my eyes, which I still kind of do, just not as bad anymore. And it turns out the entire time it's a symptom of anemia. And it's like, thanks, Doc. If you would have tested my blood iron levels as a teen, I probably wouldn't be so bad off as an adult. Which is why doctors need to listen to their patients, especially their female ones. You know, not all of our problems are hysteria, or hypochondria, or pregnancy, or needing to be pregnant. And not all of us want children either. Thank God I finally got doctors that actually listen to me now. So, I know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just basically wanted to check in with everybody, say hello, because I know I've got a bunch of new subscribers because of Hair Buddha. Maybe I have some new subscribers because of TikTok. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of followers there. In fact, I broke over 5,000. What is bothering me, though, is that, over on TikTok, is, okay, so the terms of service mean you can only, the minimum age to be on that app is 13. And I'm having to remove and block a lot of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds. You know, people that are too young. Because I'll remove them and then they'll immediately follow me again. So now I have to remove and block them. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on there, because it's like, did you not read the terms and conditions? I mean, there's one kid where I wouldn't mind it, and he might be 13. But the reason why I wouldn't mind it is, besides the fact that the kid himself is super talented, his father already follows me. You know, so if his father says it's okay for him to follow me, then I'm okay with that. It's all these kids whose parents are not on the app following me that bothers me, you know. So, yeah. And I love the creative freedom that TikTok gives me and the ease of editing videos. I even learned how to make my own sound clips thanks to a user over on Tumblr who told me how to do it. My nose is itching again. So I'm starting to make some of my own sound clips now over on, finally. And that's fun. That's a lot of fun. But, you know, I kind of wish that they were more on the ball with actually going with keeping their own rules. Because I saw somebody, completely wholesome cosplay. She was doing Star Trek and stuff. Nothing violent, nothing dirty. Her characters are sweethearts, just like she is. And apparently she got banned for sewing during a live stream. Sewing. She didn't do anything wrong. She was just sewing. And apparently there is a problem where, you know, this is why I've live streamed once on TikTok and I'm never going to do it again. So there is that. But otherwise, I love the creative freedom that it gives me, the ease of editing, the cosplays I do. It's mostly original characters, I admit. But, you know, I love it. I love that fact of it. I just wish they would get on the ball with, you know, making sure that the kids are safe by not letting kids that are too young to be on the app be on the app, you know. Excuse me. So there is that. But what can you do? The world's a different place than the world I grew up in. I mean, the internet existed in the 80s, but it was pretty much something only business people and well-off people used. It wasn't as available as it is now, where anybody can use it. You know, you can walk into a public library and use it, except right now because almost all the libraries are closed, or go in and use the free Wi-Fi at Starbucks or what have you. That didn't exist, but it did exist to an extent, because there was even a whole episode of Murder, She Wrote, where Jessica Fletcher got the internet so she could start sending her novels to her publisher via email, you know, which I am told actually does not happen in the publishing industry. So, but maybe it did back then. Maybe it did back then, and it just doesn't now. So I grew up in a much different world than a lot of you people. You youngsters. I am not a boomer, by the way. I am Gen X. Gen X, okay? And I have as my issues with boomers, same as any millennial or Gen Zer. You know, I will say this, at least boomers vaccinated their kids. You know, there's one good thing about boomers. You know, that's a whole other story. It's just funny to me that you got the same boomers that are complaining now about millennials and Generation Z were themselves hippies in the 60s and heard the exact same crud from the generations before them. And now they're saying it to the younger generations, like, did you not learn anything when you were a kid? Those of us who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. Okay, enough of this nonsense. Here, have a goodbye hug. I love you. I love you. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't go partying. Maintain a safe social distance between people. Okay? And don't hoard toilet paper, because there's those of us out there that need it. And to all you celebrities who think singing and karaoke is somehow helping us, no, what we really need is your money. Okay? There's a lot of people that have been laid off and have no paycheck coming in and have no way of knowing how they're going to pay rent and for food, that need your money first and foremost. Start being more like Keanu Reeves when it comes to money. All of you celebrities who think singing is going to help us, and instead find people that have a lot of bills to pay, that have been laid off, and give them money. And then those of us who do have jobs but don't get paid a lot, please give us money. You know, and this is just for those of you celebrities that have multiple millions of dollars. Okay? Start practicing what you preach, because I see you out there talking about certain programs, and then you don't give anything. You instead buy another mansion. Okay? So, yeah. Please. I have bills to pay. I have a dog that I need to take to the vet, but I can't, because I can't afford it right now. Because I have my own doctor's bills to pay. I mean, luckily she's perfectly healthy, and it's just her annual exam that she needs. So it's not like, if Molly was actually sick, I would, it's just her annual exam that she needs. So yeah, stop singing Imagine and start writing some checks. Be more like Keanu Reeves. Truthfully, be more like Keanu Reeves. There are days when I really wish I could just like randomly run into that guy. You know, because he seems like a total sweetheart. I mean, he is a total sweetheart from everything I know about him. Still was a bad casting choice for Jonathan Harker and Bram Stoker's Dracula. You know, but total sweetheart otherwise. I don't know what else to say. I just wanted to touch base with everyone and do a little rambling video. I know we're scared. I know we're angry. I know I've been very angry many times during this. But it doesn't do us any good. What does us good is following orders and doing our best to flatten the curve. You know, I'm sorry if I keep looking off. It's amazing. Ever since quarantine started, I have actually seen more parents out with their children than I have ever seen during weekends and summer vacation and stuff. Like, they're maintaining they're maintaining their distance. I will give them that. You know, unless the kids are real small, they keep a nice space between them. And if they see other people out, they will, instead of trying to crowd them out, which I've seen them do, and I've had them try to do to me, instead of trying to crowd them out, they'll go to the other side of the street. Or if they stop to talk, they still stay 6 feet apart. You know, but I see more parents out with children now than I have seen in my entire life living in this neighborhood. And that's even before the internet. Kind of makes me, I don't know. You wonder if these sorts of things are gonna actually keep up once quarantine is over, because it's gonna have to end at some point. They can't keep it up forever, you know. So, and earlier I saw a squirrel running by. Of course, there's a lot of squirrels around here. I've got a tree outside in the front yard. Oh, the power just went out in my room. Except for my computer. But all my lights went off. And so did my air purifier. But I've got... You've seen it in some videos. There it goes again. That was all fun. And it's a liquid amber maple. So it's got all these seed pods on it. So I get a lot of squirrels in that tree. And a lot of finches and stuff. And I want to film them, except they have a tendency to run away whenever I bring the camera out. Or fly away, as the case may be. Because, you know, human beings are scary. Anyway, hugs again. Sorry I rambled so much. Remember, not bleach hair color. And if I ever do funky colors again, I'm either going to go to a professional. If your name is Brad Mondo, I will even allow you to dye my hair green, as long as you give me some purple streaks. And otherwise, I'm going to do something like overtone, or like on my Amazon wish list, I've got 3 or 4 different color depositing shampoo I put on there, just to see. But, you know, right now, not buying them, even though I really want to do something weird with my hair while in quarantine. Okay, bye.